to AlphaCars and Ural Motorcycles of New England. My name is Dimitri.
My name is Daryl.
And today, with you all together, we're going to check out the most exciting, the most complete, if you will, 2022 Ural Gear Up in Rainier White with amazing level of accessories. We don't know where to begin. So what we did, we actually going to use a cheat sheet. Daryl, how often did you use a cheat sheet on a Ural?
Not very often, but this one's special, and it has a lot going on, and we don't want to miss anything.
Yes, and we also don't want to get all over the place. So what we did, we broke down all the accessories in several categories. We have electrical, we have comfort, we have sidecar. This is probably the largest. And then we have off-road. So we're gonna start from, let's start from the story. We built this bike for Daryl's customer.
Right, he's a long-time Ural rider. He's got a 2012 now that he's gonna be handing down to his son, and this is gonna replace it. And he's a great guy. We've been working on this project for a while, and he had very specific accessories that he wanted because there's modifications that he's made to his 2012 that he wanted to have on this one. Only be brought up a couple of notches to go along with the newer bike.
Well, the couple of notches turned out to be a lot, okay? So let's just go through the list, and then we're gonna go and dive into each accessory with the camera, right?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, well, I'll let you go at it.
Okay. So we have our first part of our list is the electrical items.
Okay, and I'll try to find them on the bike.
That's good.
I know we're gonna go with the camera, but let's go ahead. Yeah.
Okay, first thing is fork-mounted LED driving lights.
Yeah, we have them right here.
With the guards.
With the guards, very popular accessory, something that we very often set up. Yeah, you can see them right there.
Yep,
okay.
And since you just turned the lights on, we have the LED bulb kit. So not only do we have the LED driving lights, but now we have all the bulbs converted to LEDs.
Yep, we got it.
Next thing is the LED headlight upgrade.
Yep, there it is. And I see we use the original lens and an LED bulb.
Correct. Next is the four-way flashers or hazard flashers.
Yes, we have right here.
And the next one's a pretty good one, our air horn.
Yeah, let's check that out. And I'm glad it's just me and you in the building because there'd be people running.
Yeah. Okay, so those are electrical upgrades. Now we have our comfort. We have heated grips.
Yeah, and these are really, really nice.
So we have the, like I said, we have the heated grips. We have the throttle lock, as you can see right there with the heated grips.
Yeah, this thing works awesome. Actually, this is the throttle lock, right, just like that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget to release it. There it is.
Next is storm handguards.
Yeah, these are awesome. They have aluminum reinforcements on the inside, right there. Yeah.
Next is going to be our shin guards. So we move down to those.
Yeah.
Then we have our right foot box.
Well, it's right when I'm here, but when you're on the bike,
left
it's on
foot
the
box.
left side. Yeah.
Yep.
There it is.
Then we have the rear seat rack.
Yeah.
With the passenger's backrest.
Yeah, this one is one of my very favorite accessories. Nicely done. And check this out. Yeah.
And then the final thing on comfort is a plexiglass rider's windshield. We don't have this installed because we wanted to give it a more off-road look, as well as for everyone to be able to get a very good look at the accessories installed.
Yep.
But as you can see, it has quick release mounts on it.
Absolutely.
Okay, next section is the sidecar.
Yes.
So we have sidecar windshield, standard height, clear glass, Cordura apron, sidecar nose spare tire setup. So not only do we have the rear tire, but we have a front tire as well. Next thing is the sidecar fender rack with the pad.
Yeah, there it is.
Sidecar light guard.
Just for the front.
Just for the front.
Yeah.
That was specific because the lady that is a passenger is handicapped, and that allows her to be able to get in and out of the sidecar easier. So we have the sidecar fender light with the grill. Then we have the armrest kit for the sidecar. Sidecar rear bumper. Then we have the Rotopacks. We've got a water Rotopack on the outside rear. We have a fuel Rotopack on the inside rear and on the outside nose of the sidecar. Next thing is the sidecar cup holders. We have two, one for the rider, one for passenger. These are heavy duty cup holders that fold up out of the way when not in use. And next we have our Pioneer Toolkit, which is a step above your usual shovel that comes with a Ural. You'll see that mounted down there. It's actually a full-size axe and shovel combo. And then last we have our sidecar headrest, which kind of goes right into our off-road performance package. So not only do we have the headrest, we also have a roll bar and sidecar roll bar driving lights. Have a custom made bracket for the roll bar, for the headrest, as well as extra stability for the sidecar roll bar itself. Next we have the sidecar skid plate. So if you look up under the sidecar, you'll see the full skid plate under it. And while you're under there, you'll notice the engine, heavy-duty engine skid plate. Next is going to be our two-wheel drive and reverse hand shift kit. And last but not least, we've got our electric winch set up. If you'll notice its position on the front, this winch is interchangeable. It allows you to use the winch from the front or the back. And when the winch is mounted in the front, you can use the back as a trailer hitch. In this case, the gentleman's going to have a bicycle rack and use it to carry around his wife's wheelchair on the back when they're doing some street riding. So that's the list.
This is pretty cool.
It's very cool.
I'm going to zoom in on a couple of things because I may have some questions for you, Daryl, and I'm sure that our viewers may have some questions. Hopefully I'll cover some. So when you see this bike, the first thing comes in mind, it's like, wow. In fact, when we were setting up this staging for the video, we had several people that are Ural owners, and they looked at this bike and they're, oh my God, this is unreal. And it definitely gives you that impression immediately when you see the bike. And then especially if you're a technical person, you look at the details. Of course, how the motorcycle is built is one thing, and it's phenomenal, but also how the accessories are installed and just very well thought out. This is by far the most amount of accessories we've ever installed on the Ural, and we didn't even think this was possible, but we definitely pulled it off. There were some concerns for interference of things, but we did pull it off, and it actually all works great, looks great, and works great. We had to make some special custom reinforcements and features. For example, what looks like this headrest, but this is all was designed here, and we did all the additional work with implementing the cross bracing, implementing the additional reinforcement plate to give the much more rigid placement of the rollover bar, and therefore reliable performance. God forbid it has to do its job, but also we were able to, just a small detail, but for the tonneau cover, we were able to properly position these tabs. And yes, this was all done here by Ural of New England. So the questions, Daryl, that I have, what do we have this harness for? I know that, and I'm looking at it, it's nicely done. We've done a lot of things, and I see this harness water protected, and it's pretty significant cable. So what does this go to? What is
That
this?
allows us to be able to disconnect the winch, take the winch completely off the unit by disconnecting that one connector, and move it to the back if we need to.
Oh, okay, I see. So it's waterproof connector, and it's definitely, it looks like it's a 40 or 60 amp connector, nicely done. And then on the inside, I am observing, the control module for the winch. This seems to be the same winch that we also offer on our website.
It is.
Yeah.
We just modified the harness and a couple other things to be able to just kind of separate the winch from all the other electrical components needed to operate it, and allows us to be able to disconnect it and reconnect it whenever we move the winch to the back.
Absolutely. And yes, for those of you that kind of see this video and do not know what is this bike, what is this Sidecar bike, this is the only one Sidecar motorcycle, I think, currently produced, and not to mention, it's certainly the only one that's produced with two-wheel drive. So you have on-demand two-wheel drive that connects sidecar wheel to the drivetrain on demand. And like Daryl said, on this bike, we have the hand shifter, and this lever is to put it in reverse, and out of reverse goes back to neutral. And then this lever allows you to engage and disengage two-wheel drive, which is really cool. We're going to take a closer look at the skid plate. It is a heavy-duty one. And then as far as the foot box, for those of you that haven't seen it, it's a really cool feature. It allows you to easily get on and off the bike. And of course, with Ural Motorcycle, because it's stable, it's on 3 wheels, you can simply just step on it and bring yourself over, your foot over, and you're on the bike. Very comfortable. And this is also the first bike, Daryl, correct me if I'm wrong, that we have the spare on the front of the Sidecar.
It is.
Yes. And I can see that you guys with technician did an outstanding job with setting up all the proper spacing, the bushing, the heavy-duty rubber spacers to protect the paint, and then the plate goes on, and it looks great, and it works awesome with our Sidecar rear view mirror. Correct?
Correct. Everything with as many as accessories as installed on this bike, everything has to be pretty much spot on to make it all work together. One little misalignment somewhere and it throws everything out.
Yeah, I noticed that the clearance pretty much works awesome. Like when you turn the steering, it clears everything. And by the way, we have to make a note for our viewers about this rack.
Yeah, the customer has a specific way that he wants to do the hinge portions of the rack, and all he asks, because this is the same setup he has on his 2012, so he asked us to do it this way. We put the pieces that came off of it, and he's going to finish the job himself because he does like to do some things himself.
Yes. So the rack is here. It looks great, but there's going to be some additional mounting fabricated for this rack by the new owner of this bike. So when I noticed that it kind of was stable going side to side, but I noticed that it rotated when I leaned on it, and then I remembered about that.
Yeah, he's also got we're also doing spare tire covers on both ends.
Yes.
Which will look nice, but I think for our viewers, it looked better without the covers.
Absolutely.
And then he has a set of ratchet straps that he puts around all this to hold it together when he's riding off-road.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I noticed that this plate is a little different from the standard Ural plate. Did we replace the original one?
This plate had to be replaced. This plate works in conjunction with the skid plate.
Okay.
So both components had to be replaced. So
Okay.
we had to take our stock one off and put that on there.
Yeah. And here's the skid plate one more time. Skid plate is a really nice touch, but we really haven't had any issues with even some heavy like off-roaders.
Yeah, I mean it's at the bottom of the tub's pretty thick anyway. He just want a little bit of extra protection.
Well, I think the idea, I can actually see the benefit of this skid plate right now, Daryl. What it does, it reduces the ground clearance exactly to the cross member of the sidecar, which is lower than the clearance in front of the sidecar.
So it keeps it from getting snagged.
Yeah.
It allows you to be able to drive up and over something if you do have to do
Yeah,
that.
it will basically, you can go over the rock and just slide over the rock. That is great. I did not catch that during the installation, but now the way I can see the way it's done, it pretty much, you can literally slide over things with it, and you would not damage the drive shaft. You certainly would not catch that cross member on an object. Well, we still have a couple of things that we need to show. One, we absolutely have to start the bike, right?
Absolutely. Has the new 2-in-1 exhaust on it on a 2022, so you see what it sounds like.
And then I am sure every viewer, without exception, would be like, okay, awesome bike, how much it is? Let's just say it's expensive, and we do have all these accessories, with rare exception, individually priced on our e-store. So while we say it's expensive, but expensive is a relative word. And what can you get these days for under 40,000? And I'm not saying this bike was under 40,000, but it was close. It has accessories under $20,000 worth of accessories on the bike. But as far as what can you get for under 40,000 that is so spectacular looking and gives you truly unprecedented off-road functionality as far as access to remote areas. We had set up bikes actually close to their cost, close to this cost, for the team that was doing research, land research and survey in Mexico. So we've set up those bikes for off-road, and it had similar level of accessories. And so it's in the same price range, and that, I think, is the only vehicle that will give you those capabilities. And yet it's brand new, it's turnkey. You pick it up or we send it to you and it's ready to go. But as far as the question, what can you get for $40,000? There's definitely a lot of things you can get for $40,000. Maybe for a little more, you can get something on 4 wheels that's going to be kind of cool and fun. But for those of us that love motorcycling, that enjoy bringing people or pets in the comfortable environment of the roomy, cozy, and metal sidecar, this is the only option. It's a great option, and we are glad that we were able to set up this bike for this rider just the way that he wanted to. And I definitely want to thank the owner of the motorcycle for their business. And Daryl, thank you very much for doing such a great job with this bike.
You're very welcome.
Yes.
I hope everybody enjoyed the video.
Yes, I'm sure. And don't forget to let us know if you have any questions. Post them in the comments. We will monitor them as much as we can and we'll provide answers. And don't forget to share, subscribe, and please let us know which videos you like the best by simply clicking the like button. And thank you for viewing this video. Until next time.